Hey everybody, Maria Campbell, founder of Cooks Who Care, and I am so excited to present to you a very special filming. We are here at Yards Brewing to be able to show you a CWC Spring Showcase. We've never done anything like this before, and we want to connect you to farmers, producers, makers, and people who are making it happen to keep our supply chains alive, to keep small businesses thriving during one of the most difficultly challenging years we have ever faced. And so what we're trying to do is to show it off. Show off what people make, show off what people do, show off what our community does to just make a living, but what they're so deeply passionate about. I do this work with my husband, Scott Campbell, who's behind the scenes. We've partnered with Eric from Lovett Productions to be able to help us today to figure out how do we do something like this and make a QVC for the industry. So I thank you so much for joining me. We're gonna work along, and I got some really great guests with us today. We're gonna chat with Brendle from Green Meadow Farms. We're even gonna talk to someone special here very shortly. You may know him, and I'll show you in a minute. We are also gonna talk with Olga Sorzano from Baba's Brew and Sue Miller from Birch Run Hill Farms. And I'm so excited because you know what? It's all about the makers and how we actually provide incredible products at what lengths. It takes a lot of behind the scenes work that before you actually have that food item, before you actually have that drink, a lot of hands go into that process before you do it. And it's about the health of each other. It's about the health of our supply chains. And we're so excited to have you with us today. So please comment, please like, please share, please engage. Tell us that this is something special to you. And we only do this quarterly. We did this back in the December timeframe at Porco's just to highlight small businesses and to connect you to shop local for the holidays. We had 16 businesses participate at that time, but today is a whole nother level, a whole nother feature to show off the produce and Philadelphia, what we have to offer here. So I want to bring on someone special here with me today and be able to talk and have a conversation with somebody that you may or may not know. But if you've been at Yards Brewing, you do know this space and their wonderful brewery that they have here. So let's see with our special guest.
Hey.
Tell everybody your name, please.
Tom Kehoe with Yards Brewing Company.
I can't believe that he is here. I'm going to switch sides with you here. I can't believe. Thank you so much for allowing us this space to be able to have this conversation.
We are so happy to help. It's such an important thing we're doing here. So
tell us how you've been doing during COVID.
Yep, so we're 25% inside, which is great, and we have our outdoor space with the tent and everything open. We got heaters, and we're able to keep everybody, moving, doing stuff, making meals, and of course we're making beer because we put that in cans and bottles also, and it works out great.
That's awesome. Well, I want everyone to know that they donated this space for us to use today to be able to show all of this wonderful highlights. It's such a wonderful opportunity to collaborate, and if anybody's known that during the season, it's like the thing that's helping make all of this work. So we're so grateful.
Wow, I'm so psyched to be able to be part of this.
Cool, right?
Yes, it's good.
All right, so everybody should come down, come check out what's going on here, and if you feel more comfortable being outside, there's wonderful outdoor spaces, etc., and you've been such a huge fabric to Philadelphia. We're just so grateful.
Oh, very happy to be that way.
Great.
So,
cool.
Awesome.
Well, thank you. Isn't this great, guys? We have a wonderful guest here to stop in out of his busy day and spend time with Cooks Who Care. Thank you.
Awesome.
We have so much more in store for today, and we're going to get on to our incredible lineup. I am so grateful to be able to connect with the community, whether they're caterers, whether they are growers, whether they are makers. It is so hard to have a small business. It is so hard to operate and continue doing what we're doing with all of the setbacks, right? And we are here to say that embrace you. You are part of a community that cares. Cooks Who Care has been here about geez, 5 years in the making, but this has been the year of how can we support the people we care about. How can we do that? Well, guess what? I said, oh, we have a platform. We have an online way to engage. We have stories we want to tell, and we want to uplift our community by telling stories that people aren't getting a chance to hear as often as we would like. And so it's so important for you to get to know people. And I say, hey, this is a lot of energy. It takes a lot to put this stuff together. But this is my passion, something I deeply care about. And we used a big hug around everyone that's in the industry just because it's that important to know you're not alone. You're not by yourself doing what you're doing. People care about you. People care about what you're doing. And we want to make sure that you feel supported. So I have so many interesting people here today, and very shortly we're going to be joined by a special guest, Brendle from Green Meadow Farms, and we are kicking off our first, and I should say, take this off now, we are kicking off our first campaign, which 100% committed is what we have been throughout this entire process. Each month we have been sharing food, 100 meals with people in the food and beverage industry. Didn't matter if you weren't working, didn't matter if you were. And we know everybody feels guilty also if they maintain their job. Maybe you have reduced hours. Maybe you don't want to admit that you're furloughed and you don't have anything to do right now. We know that everyone's been at a different stage, and that's totally fine. What we wanted to do, myself, a handful of volunteers, we've been buying food from operators 100 at a time, and once a month with one other person, I've just been dropping them off in a neighborhood near you. We've been in Fishtown and East Kensington, we've been in South Philly, we've been all over the area one day that I'm actually away from my family just to show one meal at a time how we are supporting others. Normally, I have people tell me, oh, I don't need that, give it to someone else. And I say, this is for you. I don't have to know your given situation. I don't have to know all of the details. But I want you to know that we care. So that's really important to me. And when I say, hey, this is like reverse takeout, I'm going to share some food with you. And they're like, really? Yes, that's what I want to do, is to uplift each other and to show that we care about you. I call places, I say, hi, hello, how are you? And I tell them I have a free meal to share. With this campaign that we're doing with Brendle, instead of a dinner or a lunch, we've also partnered with Ledem Escoffier, their Philadelphia chapter, for one of our events, and did a potluck of female chefs who, with or without kitchens, that made food for us to deliver. And this time, we're packing a produce box. We have a GoFundMe campaign, which we're super excited about. We are contributing $700 to buy 20 boxes of produce from Green Meadow Farms and Brendle. We're going to do this campaign in May to mid-May so we could get some cool goodies, and Ian's going to kind of show us what he has right now. And of course, as growers, we got to wait for it to grow to be able to see it, but we'll still be able to talk about it. And I'm so excited to be able to partner with Ian and Green Meadow Farms on this particular project, and we have our GoFundMe campaign for you to check out. So please explore. It's $35 a box for the produce items. If you're willing to contribute, great. If you can share it, wonderful. If you can even just make a comment today that you think the work we are doing is amazing, it's so encouraging. I need a morale booster too, right? So please do that and check it out. And hopefully here we can connect with Mr. Brendle to get with Green Meadow Farms. So we'll see if it works. It always takes a minute, and with technology, we make it happen. So thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be on until 6 o'clock trying to talk to you and producers that we have on an incredible lineup. So just stay tuned, keep following with us. I'm so proud to be able to see all this setup and everything that we got here today, and to be here at Yards, amazing, right? It's very rare you get these opportunities to be able to, collaborate. And COVID, I'm an extrovert, if you can tell. I enjoy being around people, feeling the energy, and just feeling like, wow, we're doing something good. This helps me wake up every day feeling like I'm doing something I'm proud of, right? So we hope to continue the work and chat with some other folks here and keep connecting, keeping stories alive. And so we are engaging with Ian Brendle from Green Meadow Farms to be able to show off our GoFundMe campaign. So normally when we do this every month, we are taking a small little break so that we could do a bigger project and serve more people. I'll tell you what, you might say 100 is not a lot. It's a lot. As far as loading up cars, packaging things up, spending 3 to 4 hours of your day because you're committed. That's what we do. And I literally love and enjoy doing it. So I'm so proud to be able to connect our partners, to be able to showcase them in a way that we can create conversations around incredible work being done in the Philadelphia area. Keep going. Oh, and we'll just keep going. This is QVC for the industry. Please keep continuing to check things out as we engage with an incredible community. I don't see those like buttons, and I don't see enough heart buttons going off on some of these things. Please show us that you care too by engaging on our platforms, by sharing our stories. Even if you just don't feel comfortable making a comment, which I hope you do, that you can just try to show us how deeply engaged you are. It helps keep our motivation going as we have a great lineup today. We're going to be showing off products from Flakely, which is a gluten-free product. I have a demo that I'm going to be showing a little bit later with some really cool products. I'm really, really excited to showcase this. And I'm also happy to bring on live, we have another secret live guest coming on very shortly as well. And little things here and there to showcase the spring as we're trying to get ready for the season and have restaurants and folks think about buying again and getting out there and supporting local businesses, which I know so many of you want to do. So let's keep doing that. And let's see here, do we make it work? Did it work? Hey Ian, can you hear me? I don't know if you can. Sure. Keep talking? Okay. Hey, we are on a learning curve as always, and it's okay. Everything that we do is always on the move. Have you been flexible this year? Raise your hand. That's been me. Every single thing we do has been a change. Every single thing we do has been flexible, and we have to in this day and age. We have to be able to adjust. And we have an incredible lineup here. Am I on this? Okay. We're trying to connect with Ian Brendle, is from Green Meadows, and see if we can bring him on from where he's at, which is super exciting, and check out all of the produce and stuff that he has going on from his place and farm, which has been in the family for generations. And I'm super excited to be able to chat with him. There's been a past interview channel that we've had with him in a past conversation. Check out our IGTV and our past videos. Listen in to what he was talking about for the season. Talk on this. Talk here. What? I don't know. We can. Okay, let's do that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry, we're still here, right? The on TV. Yeah, you're all right. We'll come over here. Okay. So we're gonna bring on our next guest while we're trying to figure out how to connect things here. I'm gonna put my mask on and you can talk. Okay. Go ahead. So let's introduce our next guest. Should you come this way? Yeah, come a little bit this way. All right. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you so much
Happy
for
to be
being
here.
here.
Thank you, Maria.
Well, tell your name to everybody and what businesses you are ownership of.
Yes, my name is Christa Barfield, native of Philadelphia, and I own Viva Leaf Tea Company as well as Farmer Joe in Philly.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I'm a farmer by trade, and we make amazing products and we grow beautiful things.
Oh my gosh. Tell me, how did you get this started?
Oh goodness, such a great story.
Well, we want to hear it.
Yeah, so I actually worked in healthcare for 10 years, and so my businesses are really a reincarnation of my healthcare professional 10-year, decade-long operation.
Yes.
And so, you know, it's really just a way that people can heal by way of using food. And that's my message, is that pretty much anything going on in the world, it all comes back to what we're putting in our bodies or on our bodies. And everything that goes in and on our bodies is typically something that we can grow or comes from the land. So just, you know, putting that message out there, getting people accustomed to, again, knowing where their food comes from and reiterating how important that is.
I love it. I love it. And you've been into, you know, growing products and making things available to people. Like, tell me, like, your hands are in it, you know?
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, it starts with the growing. That's what Be Believe Tea Company is based in, growing beautiful herbs and blending them to affect change on issues within our bodies. And so we make these amazing tea blends that we have some out here.
Which one should we
look
at?
This is gingerberry. This is our Lady Gingerberry, which focuses on reproductive health of women. And during Women's History Month, this is really great for people to just know more about. Raspberry leaf, blueberry leaf. There's elderberry, hibiscus, and of course there's ginger, and all of which we grow on our farm. And you know, it's just really making sure that people have alternatives and know that there are alternative choices to pharmaceuticals and traditional medicine. And we have our amazing honey blends. These are like my faves. We use raw antibiotic-free honey that is farmed right in the northwest section of the city in Philadelphia by Instar Apiaries, amazing company. And we take their amazing honey and we go ahead and infuse it with the herbs that we grow.
And it's this stuff right here, right?
It is. So this here is our turmeric honey. We also have our lavender honey, which is, of course, this is some of our beautiful lavender plants that we have. And on top of that, we also, this is a crowd favorite and a favorite of Hunter at DeBruno Brothers. The hot saffron honey is absolutely amazing, and it debuts our habaneros that we grow right on our farm.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love the color of that. You can see the saffron like in the top.
You can,
right
and the habanero.
Oh my gosh, look
really
at that.
tasty, amazing on cheese. And so that's what we do with a lot of our honeys. We
Ooh,
always
you can see them.
Yeah, you can. It's a really amazing flavor, and we always encourage people with the little health benefits on the side.
Ooh, let me see.
Yeah, and there's also our story is on the side of the jar as well.
Oh, that's great. Your name's on here.
It is indeed.
Like literally, that's great.
Yeah, and so these particular products are sold in all the DeBruno Brothers locations and in various stores throughout the city, and we also have our own brick and mortar in Germantown section of the city as well.
I love it. And I have to tell you, like, she's such like a grower's mindset. You know how like a chef walks into a kitchen and you can't help but notice like where things are, or if you're front of house, you're always like shifting things. I had made these vases with some produce, and she was like, oh, let me see these if they need water. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know, I was like, this little thing right here. I know these are just like our setup here, but yes, as a grower, she knew right away what they needed, and I felt bad.
I came right in, and I was like, what medium is this? And then you were like, tell them what it is.
So it's pumpernickel bread and cake, actually, just so I could get the look of this here. So I was reusing some food.
Which is awesome. You know, food waste.
That's right. I'm trying to keep my food waste low, but I thought, oh my gosh, a grower would do something like that. They'd be like, oh, it needs life. Let me help give it life.
Literally, that is who I am as a person. My friends will tell you, if I see plants, I just gravitate to them. And I'm like, oh, I'm always touching the soil because everything starts at the soil level. And I'm like, what do you need? Are you okay? All right, great.
That's right. But that level of care, you know, for something like this and the products you make, like how, so you started with, was the CSA first?
Be Believe Tea Company was first.
That was first.
Yeah, that was first. It came from, I had an experience in Martinique, which is a vacation I took after resigning from my career in healthcare. And I met this gentleman who made me tea every single morning at my Airbnb. And he took herbs directly from his garden, right? So like, imagine picking a piece of lavender and some echinacea and lemongrass and throwing it in a cup and pouring hot water over it. And then that was my tea each day. And I was like mind blown. I was like, this is amazing. This is not normal. We don't do this in America.
No, we don't.
So I came home and I recreated that. And I wanted to be authentic in that I was growing it myself. And, you know, creating these amazing blends that will still help me tap into what I know that about healthcare.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I love that. So then this was the first stage for you.
This was the first stage, and then I transcended, I should say, over to farming for other people, right? Yeah. So like growing food, fruits and vegetables for people. So not moving away from, but staying with growing herbs, but also adding on fruits and vegetables, anything that we could grow in our zone, in this zone that we live in, which is zone 7. Yeah. And so spinach is one of my favorite things to grow. These are some of our little baby seedlings that we have that will soon be transplanted this coming week, actually. Oh. And yeah, so this is what a spinach plant looks like. This is how it begins.
Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is great.
And it's multiple plants. It's at least about 12 plants in here. So each of these will be its own spinach plant. Wow. That we'll take out and it'll grow big and strong, and we'll be able to provide for our CSA members and some personal chefs that we worked for as well.
Oh my gosh, this is great. So why is spinach your favorite?
It's just really hardy in the way that it grows in such abundance. Kale is also one of my favorites. It's just because it keeps giving. Yeah. Like, once you start to harvest from it, the plant will continue to thrive. Oh my God. And so I just love that. And it's cold hardy. Like, it can literally be outside, and the weather that we're having now, which is kind of up and down, we can put it outside and it'll still survive. Oh my gosh, so. Yeah. We love any tips for people growing themselves that you have right now? Yeah. I would just say, be very patient. Depending if you're growing from seed, if you like, you can, or if you're growing from some plant starts that you can get at your local garden center, or even at my shop on Germantown Avenue at Grow Sit Repeat. You can definitely be mindful of your plant. Don't overwater them. Don't overlove them. Just give them what they need.
That's right. That works in
sun, a little bit of water, and then back off.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So where can people buy these? Where is this available?
Yeah, so on our website, of course, www.vivaleaftea.com. And you can also head to any of the DeBruno Brothers locations. They just opened a brand new, beautiful store in Wayne, Pennsylvania. Our products are also there. And our store located at 6730 Germantown Avenue is called Grow Sit Repeat, which speaks to exactly what we do. We grow it, you sip it, and we do it all over again.
I love that.
Yeah, so please come out and visit us. And you can also reach us on Instagram, of course, Farmer John Billy and Viva Leaf Tea.
Amazing. This is incredible. Did you even know this was here in Philadelphia? I don't know. And if you didn't, guess what? You just learned. And now I want them to connect with you and be able to maybe start collaborations or check out the CSA or check out some of these tea leaves. And thank you so much, Christa, for being
Thank you, Maria.
with us.
That's such a great time. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Great. So we're going to try and connect to our other guest here, Ian Brendle from Green Meadow Farms. And, we are flexible. We move things about. We engage in a way that makes sense. And Ian, can you hear me?
I can hear somebody.
Why don't you tell everybody about your farm?
Now I can hear you.
Now you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, Ian, tell us about your farm.
So we've been serving restaurants for about 40 years in the Philadelphia area. We sort of started, it started before I was born, about a year before I was born. I'm 39. And basically my dad started just bringing produce down into the city. And from there, it just sort of turned into, one thing blossomed into the next. And then I've been involved with the business since I was 19. And I grew up farming. We sell to restaurants in Philly, like I said. So we're pretty much like what you would call a culinary garden.
Oh, cool. Well, tell us a little bit about your produce boxes.
So the boxes were something that we started because, with everything that happened last year that we're still in the middle of, but we started doing boxes to sort of help us through, the pandemic, and since restaurants didn't know what was going to happen. So, we just try to pack as much into a box every week, and just trying to get good food to people, and that's pretty much it. Just trying to get food to people. We have bunch of additional items that can be purchased outside of the boxes, like individual meat items, cheeses, maple syrup, honey, stuff like that. So
that's great. Well, tell me, you also have relationships with restaurants, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, long-standing relationships. There's some restaurants that have known, some restaurant chefs that have known me since I was like 5 years old. And I used to go into the city with my dad if I had a day off of school and he had to make deliveries, he'd bring me along. And so there's chefs that are in their, late 40s, 50s now that remember me when they were 22 and right out of culinary school, or 20 years old right out of culinary school. And then, so I've sort of grown up in this industry.
Yeah. Tell me about a little bit about your family. This is your livelihood, right? I mean,
yeah, it's what we do. So we do everything, as much as we can here, and then we network with other farms in the area. Often it's just an Amish family that, say the father and a couple of oldest siblings work away, like they do some sort of trade, and the mom and the daughters, or the mom and all the kids, might want to tend to a garden at the house, say a quarter or a half acre, and they'll call me up and say, every winter we'll have the discussions about what to grow, and then we just sort of go from there. And it's a nice way for them to supplement their income. And it's a nice way for me to get sustainably grown produce from good people. So we farm about 22 acres of produce here at our farm. And then we supplement with produce from other farms throughout the county.
That's great. Could you walk around a little bit to show people the background?
Yep. So this is our, let me see. It's hard to, hold on. Let me just, there we go. That's better. Then you don't have to look at me. You can just see the greenhouse. So there's mushroom bags over there. You can see all the flats of starts are up here. And they're all the way down through. And we have, will be a bed of spigarella. We have some carrots coming up here. This is wild arugula. You can see the arugula there. This is our salad mix.
Wow.
We have some citrus trees, a fig tree. There's citrus Meyer lemon in bloom. A bay tree, more mushrooms, more citrus.
It says it only has a couple minutes. It's going to cut off.
Leeks. These will be these will be leeks that we plant outside.
Ooh, look at the clover.
Yeah. See, there's peppers.
Yeah, peppers.
Chard, cilantro, artichokes, tomatoes,
nice.
peppers, tomatoes. So yeah, we have 3 greenhouses. This is our biggest one, and we have sort of a middle-sized one, and then a small one.
Love it.
That's pretty much it for this house.
Love it. And you even have vegetables on your shirt.
Mushrooms. Fungi.
I love it.
I love it. We are so grateful to be working together and to offer an opportunity to be able to pay forward to the industry and support what you do all the time. In a small way, it's just like our way to be able to connect our community to what you do and that you care. We are going to be doing a fundraiser for our GoFundMe page to do more. We want to get 100 boxes. So far, Cooks Who Care is going to sponsor for 20 boxes to be able to, pay forward. And I think mid-May is kind of what we were talking about.
Yeah, I'm thinking it'll be whenever the first sort of flush of fresh stuff is coming in, which that mid-May typically should mean asparagus, ramps, watercress, those are three, in my book, three pretty heavy hitters for early outside produce to be able to enjoy. So, and then we'll build off of that. It's not just going to be that. It's going to be, the eggs, the baguette from La Baguette Magique in Westchester. There's going to be, there could be a bag of grits in there. There could be a bag of cornmeal in there. So, it'll be whatever we can cram in there is what's going to be in there. So.
Nice. And I know you'll think of the chefs in the food community, food and beverage, like
Oh,
little
absolutely.
things. I thought it was such a great idea to be playful, to stock people's pantries.
They're my people. I mean, that's like without the chefs and restaurants in Philadelphia, we don't exist as a business. Plain and simple. It's, and through this, I've had a lot of tough conversations with a lot of great people over this past year, because I feel like it's important to talk about it, rather than just hold it in. And it's good to be, for both parties to be able to just sort of like, bounce some of their frustration off of each other, without intending it towards that person, but just to be candid and vocal about, the frustrations that you go through. I know it's been hard for us, so I know it's been even harder for restaurants.
It's all about the system that we don't see, the invisible system of like where our stuff comes from and how we're all connected is really why I wanted to do this in the first place. We have a few minutes here, but maybe you want to talk about maybe what you have for the season. Do people come to the farm too, or
no?
No,
this is actually, this past year has been the first time that we've ever sold to the public.
Yeah.
We've always just been a straight to restaurant business. And that's just sort of how it happened. The business began by essentially my dad taking a couple Amish guys down to Reading Terminal Market in the late 70s, early 80s. And then he always kept the 1 acre garden. So he would bring some of his own stuff along and ask if he could sell it at their stand. And then chefs would come in and buy his stuff. And then he started carting it from Reading Terminal to a couple restaurants that were within a couple blocks. And then he started making a couple of deliveries. And then it just sort of, over a long period of time, just grew and grew. So, yeah, I mean, it's what we do. It's what we know is restaurants, and it's what we love. We love our restaurants. I absolutely love working with chefs. I really do. I mean, it's just to see the creativity, to see what they do with an ingredient that you grow is probably one of the most endearing things that a farmer can witness.
Well, we're so thankful to be able to be working and collaborating together. I encourage everybody to check out their Instagram, their Facebook. Green Meadow Farms has a website. Where are you guys selling boxes?
We're set up at Sidecar and Sidecar Bar and Grill at 22nd and Christian. And then we're also set up here at the farm every Friday from noon to 2 at Sidecar, and Friday noon to 1 here at the farm.
Well, thank you so much, Ian. We thank you and your family for all you're doing and for connecting with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria. Take care.
We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wait, I need to do it again. I ended it for everybody because it was going to end, and then I'll need to reconnect again. Okay, this is so exciting. It's hard to connect with farmers when they're on their site and where they are. And honestly, it's an hour and a half away to some of these locations. And to be together is just so challenging. And to be able to live stream from an actual farm, that's really exciting. So I hope that you all check out his website, check out Green Meadow Farms. They have lots of relationships with restaurants in the Philadelphia area, which is how we got connected with him. And I know that there's so many more. Write in the comments some of your favorite local producers. Tell everybody who you love as far as your local support. Who is it you're buying from? Where's your local favorite business? Put it in the comments and tell us. Tell our community who we should be paying attention to. This is how it all works. Somebody elevates another person. They say, you know who you should talk to is Ian Brendle. And I go, oh, okay, let me have a chat with him. We have an actual filming with him on our IGTV channel. And it's amazing to just see these stories where they are. We had a great opportunity to be able to connect with Eric to also visit some of our other farms, and for us to be able to tell the story of others and what they're doing in our community. If you check out our GoFundMe page, we are initiating and launching a campaign for our 100% Committed. I am super excited to have this opportunity to serve those serving others. We are putting together produce from Ian's farm. We're going to have it in boxes. We're going to set up a time and date for delivery and for you to actually stock your pantry for a little bit. It's not to say that you have no means whatsoever to buy anything. We know that there are individuals out there that have trouble buying groceries or budgeting to save money because of expenses. And there are folks that are actually doing okay but can't even go to the grocery store to buy themselves anything because they're working so much. So what we're going to do is that no matter your given situation, you can sign up for a box of produce from Cooks Who Care. And we'll have volunteers and a way for you to RSVP to sign up, so pay attention to that. And if you're the kind of person that wants to pay forward to this kind of exercise, you can donate $35 to our campaign. We've worked with even the East Passyunk Development District in order to raise money and funds. We've been able to do so and to be able to contribute $700, which will buy us 20 boxes to pay forward to the industry. And we need help because we want to do 100. So we have all of these opportunities, but we have 80 more that we need to cover. And so we're kicking this off to highlight our community, highlight these local sources, highlight the produce and the supply chain that's so important to the fabric of our food and beverage industry. Thank you so much for joining us. We have so many things to keep offering you and to connect you to more stories. We have a guest coming up soon from Birch Run Hill Farms. We have Sue Miller. We have Yards Brew owner Olga Sorzano, who is an incredible force of nature, who's going to show us what she has going on with kombucha. Collaboration has been the single element that people have talked about, people have said that it had so many benefits to be able to move forward, and especially during such a challenging year as COVID, it's been more essential than ever. Everyone in our industry is essential, right? And we know that we've had all of our challenges between layoffs and furloughs and job changes and part-time and full-time and kids at home doing virtual school or not even getting to a hybrid program. This has been challenging on working parents and especially on women, as this is Women's History Month. We've really had an issue with there's no child care. How can women work in the industry and be viable to a source of our economy? They're calling it the pink collar economy, where there's been a challenge where in our first recession, women were part of the reason why we could thrive. We could get back into the workforce and have dual incomes and people contribute to our households. In this time, we've been challenged, all of us, with so many different circumstances, and we've heard so many of your stories. I never assume anything. I never assume what your given situation is, and we know that there are people out there that even feel guilty for having work. Our community wants to give to others. That's what we do. We serve everyone else. We put ourselves last on our list. And what Cooks Who Care does is to support the community and say there are other people out there in a similar situation, or just give a damn about what you do, right? We do this because we care. I do this work with my husband, Scott. We've been able to do this filming today thanks to Eric. We've been able to, connect you to a totally new idea because of our collaboration with Yards. I cannot do any of this work without a community that cares, without individuals who are contributing their expertise or knowledge or an introduction to someone else. It starts with every step of the way, somebody offering another step for us to step on together. We have made a lot of shifts and challenges with trying to start this work 5 years ago, where my husband and I started a YouTube channel. We filmed 100 stories on our Cooks Who Care YouTube channel, where we wanted to find out what is the singular element that unites us all. And there were two things that we had discovered. One is health. Health. If I had one domino that could actually knock down the rest of what we do in the industry, we are connected by the lack of health that we have in our industry, between the culture, no health insurance, issues with pay, etc. Like, we all know that we do this because we're passionate about this industry, and it's been deeply affected by COVID and the restrictions and safety. We've had our gamut of challenges and short ends of the stick, but as a community, there is no one else who understands this more than we do, because we are in the industry. We get it and we understand. The second thing is that a lot of people told us that they felt alone while they were doing what they were doing. And that discovery said that we needed our peers and our peer support to say, we are not alone, we do understand, and there are people who care about you. We refer you to well-being resources.
So
I
that
have
now
so
she
many
can
resources here to share with you through our community platform, Cooks Who Care. Please like our pages, tell other people, make comments, share, and get the word out that Cooks Who Care is here for others. There are so many more that we can add on our agenda. We're trying to connect with our next guest. Terry, thank you so much for stopping by. We had people stop in and say hello. I feel so supported. We have such a community that's so giving and understanding. So we're going to try to connect with our next guest
here. Let's see.
Hi! Hi! I'm so excited to have you both in the same space. Hey, where are we, ladies?
We are at Bertrand Hill Farm in beautiful Chester County, PA. This is Sue Miller.
And Olga Sorzano from Yards Brew.
There you go. We got some
Love
cheese,
it.
some booze, and some kombucha.
Well, tell me, I'm so excited to have you both here. Why don't each of you one at a time tell me a little bit about your business to our community?
Great. Thanks for having us, Maria. Once again, I'm Sue Miller. I'm the cheesemaker here at Bertrand Hills Farm. Olga and I are coming to you from the farm. Right behind us is the dairy barn. The cows are up there. We just ran out feed. They're eating. So we're right at the source for the milk. Here at the farm, we're using the milk from our very own herd of cows on our family farm to craft farm-fed artisan cheeses. And so today, I put together a little selection for us, and we're going to have a little tour of some of our cheeses. We've got a really simple one, fromage blanc, that is spreadable, fresh.
Olga, step in too. Step closer if you can.
Yeah.
There
you go.
There we are. We got the fromage blanc. We've got Red Cat, which if you are anywhere around some restaurants in Philadelphia, you may see that on the menu of some. It's our little stinky cheese. It's rich, it's meaty, it's brothy and delicious. We also have the Bertrand Blue, which is the flagship cheese here.
Ooh.
That we're most known for. So we are really excited to bring these cheeses out and to be pairing them with some cocktails made with Baba's Brew kombucha, which will be really fun.
Ooh, nice. Look at that little setup. I love the tray. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, so this is going to be kind of my theme for a spring cheese board. So simple to put together when you're at home, picking out 3 different cheese, maybe a soft one, something fresh, and then something a little bit funkier, a little stinky cheese like this Red Cat, and then one that's a little bit more colorful with the Bertrand Blue, and then kind of build your ingredients around it based on what's in season. We have radishes, cornichons, a little bit of cured meat, and not in season are these blackberries, but how could you resist? It's a great pairing with blue cheese. Here at the farm, it's truly a family farm. My husband, Ken, he grows all the feed for the cows. Of course, now that it's March and we're having a day like this, we're really chomping at the bit for getting back into the field so that we can grow the best feed possible for the cows. Because when we think about cheese, it all begins with the raw ingredient, the milk. And what we're growing and feeding our cows really has a strong influence on the milk. So Ken's getting ready to do that. Our two grown sons came back to the farm to work with us, Randy and Jesse. And Randy's the person. He cares for all the cows, making sure they're happy, they're healthy, that they're producing the milk. He's raising all the baby calves here on the farm too. We didn't have any born today, but this week we'll probably be having a couple of calves born, and that's so exciting. Jesse, he works with our restaurant partners, with our retail partners. He manages the farmers markets and ships our cheese. And so I spend my days making cheese, and it takes each one of us to kind of keep this farm moving forward every day. So, you know, let me know if you have any questions about cheese. We're here, Maria.
Great.
Go on to the...
It like froze.
It looks frozen on my end. She already said that, right? Right now it's frozen. I don't see them moving. Let's see.
Olga, I can't hear you.
Oh, she's going to reconnect. She's not on right now. I can exit. Yeah, they left. I don't know why there is another person in here. It says, why is he in there? Oh, yeah. So, what do I do? Or Olga's in. Do I admit her? Yeah.
If not, let's cut back the table. Why don't you cut back to the table? Bring this with you.
I think we are back. Are we back?
Are we back? Yay!
All right, it's live from Birchwood Hill back.
Yes.
So what I was saying is there's no juices, no extract, just fresh organic ingredients, and our 5 year-round flavors are ruby zipper, 100% hibiscus, whole entire bottles, only 35 calories and only 4 grams of sugar. Flower power, stay with me. This is my absolutely favorite. We're gonna pair it with some really wonderful gin later. We have a purple rain. This one is crowd favorite, has all organic blueberries from Hamilton, New Jersey, and fresh ginger. Believe, juniper berries, chlorophyll, ginger, lemon balm, fantastic. And this one is local honey and organic chamomile, and it goes like magic with this birch and hill blue. So, are you guys ready for a cocktail?
Yes.
Woohoo! All right, so here's a glass. Papa's brew glass, and I have some ice in it. It's gonna be kind of my take on mojito, but completely different. So instead of mint, we're gonna use some fresh basil. Put it in. A little bit of freshly squeezed lemon juice, lime juice, sorry about that. Just got too excited to be with you guys by getting my citrus. I got a little bit gin and flower power. And the reason I think that flower power pairs so well with fresh basil, because flower power has lavender, rose petals, and toasty basil, which is also in the basil family. So basil, come on over, Sue. And we want to make it also kind of nice and festive. So I'm going to just stick a few raspberries right there. Look at that. Well, let's Sue decide how good it is.
Oh, that's a winner. Hands down.
Winner, chicken dinner. So the other thing is really cool with kombucha, even if you decide, you know, maybe you should not drink alcohol beverages, and maybe you should, kombucha makes a really fantastic mocktail. And makes mocktail really desirable. It's a glass. Really beautiful glass wine, your favorite glass. You know, you can use a little citrus as a garnish. Garnishes with a fresh fruit and fresh herbs that always really brings this cocktail to it.
I love it. Oh, I don't know if we lost him again. This is what happens when you go live, right? And we're on a farm. Come on, that's challenging. The internet's got to go all the way up to the satellite and come back. Okay. Hey everybody, wasn't that exciting? I love that there's options. If you want to have a cocktail, you can make it a certain way. If you're alcohol free, you can make it into a mocktail using fresh fruit, fresh herbs, you know, mixing in something. I love the kombucha even just by itself because it tastes like wine. Oh, they're back. Oh, and they're gone. And we'll keep things going. But if you haven't had their kombucha, you can have it available at restaurants, which is on tap. You can also buy it in the store, just like Wegmans and Whole Foods and Kimberton, or Kimberton Whole Foods. There's been so many opportunities with so many flavors. People have said that Olga's kombucha tastes like nothing other. Tiny bubbles, infusions of local produce, to be able to be fashioned into a bottle that's live. With grown with scobies and fermentation. It's really incredible that we have such a great product in our local area. And having Sue Miller with us, which we are so excited, on Birch Run Farms, she has put together some beautiful cheeses that have been actually painted by Mike Gino, a notable artist in the Philadelphia area. And we're so grateful to be able to see such makers that are part of the PA Cheese Guild. And incredible opportunities sold in restaurants, and chefs and people in the industry alike really elevate her production with her family, in which she said her sons are managing and helping with the farm. I've been there to visit thanks to Ann Carlin, who has introduced me to a cheese world that I had no idea existed. And with her local food footprint, her whole local food footprint in Philadelphia has really pledged the way for others to connect with local producers like Sue Miller, like Olga, like Christa Barfield that we had earlier, and just an incredible opportunity for us to be able to uplift and highlight these folks in our area. Philadelphia is rich as far as having a wonderful fabric of food makers, beverage makers, local products that are here in our community and available for us to buy. So I encourage you to continue supporting these local entities, for connecting to the bigger picture, and hopefully we can connect here soon again with them. If we can, we'll bring them on. If not, we'll just keep talking. I appreciate everybody who follows in our community. I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate your patience and love for what we do. So keep watching, keep connecting with us, keep doing what you're doing, and highlighting and helping us elevate others and their story. All right, let me show you some stuff that we have going on with a product here from Flakely.
I need to mute myself.
So, closer this way. Yes, okay. We are going to show you another producer here in Philadelphia. And what we're doing is showing a gluten-free product, which I love. Lila, she is an incredible pastry chef in our area and owns the company Flakely. She offers these wonderful gluten-free products after she was a pastry chef in the industry for over 10 years, over a decade, about 12 to be exact. And she worked at Wolfgang Puck, the Ritz-Carlton, and before that, she became diagnosed with celiac disease. Became sensitive that she could no longer work, and she decided that, you know what, she has to start her own business. This resulted into this beautiful product. Her entire mission was around creating gluten-free options because she found it difficult to find a brioche, a croissant, pizza dough, and a brioche baguette, like traditional French-style components that just were not available in the marketplace. So she started with a gluten-free croissant, which was developed in Drexel's food lab. It actually has a patent on it, and she was trying to figure out and solve this problem. I'm so grateful to learn of her products. She's very involved in the Philadelphia community, and she has brioche, deep dish pizza crust, which you can see right here. I mean, gluten-free pizza dough is really hard to come by. I can feel the texture. This is women-owned, of course, and French pastry reimagined. How incredible is that? GMO-free product here with directions of how to cook it on the back, about heating to 400 degrees, thawing at room temperature for about 3 to 4 hours before you can actually spread it out and do something really lovely. How wonderful is it to be able to pick up a dough like this after usually you can only find something that is not gluten-free, or gluten-free options are the frozen pre-made mixes that we buy in the freezer section. Not as fun as this. So excited to be able to showcase even this brioche bread, which is pretty awesome in this packaging, an entire loaf that's available. They do donate 3% of their proceeds to feed neighbors and fight for racial and social injustice. So I'm so happy to know that when you buy something like this, that she's actually donating to local organizations in the area. They do deliver to individuals in Philadelphia, and they also drop ship across the U.S., which is pretty exciting. And you can find some of her products on Goldbelly, which I'm so proud to be able to share with you. So let me just show you some of these products in a little bit more detail. So I have her gluten-free brioche bread that's been cut here, right? We can see the texture in the inside. I can smell. You can't smell, but it smells delicious, right? I'm going to spread on this beet hummus for a little bit of glue for myself to be able to stick on the components. How beautiful that is. I love this color, and spring makes me think of bright colors, right? I'm going to put on a little bit of cucumber here just so that you can see, right? And I'm going to layer on some smoked salmon. But of course, you could make this entirely vegetables if you want a vegetarian kind of style. But I just want to show off this beautiful sandwich here that you could make using a gluten-free product. I mean, how often do you get to have a baguette style, right? And then just putting this on top here to make a wonderful sandwich, right? Look how lovely that is. I think this is really great to know that there are baked products out there that we can use for health restrictions, especially for someone with celiac disease or, with gluten intolerance, which we know lots of folks that have that. I have a dairy issue that affected my body, especially a couple years ago, and I felt better just not eating it anymore. So I don't eat butter or cheese. But knowing that there are other products out there that can help support your dietary concerns or stock your restaurant or stock your freezer. I have lots of friends who also suffer from different issues, and you never want to cause harm or make people feel uncomfortable for eating something that affects them in that way. You can find these in the freezer section. They do have to be sold frozen due to their shelf life, but they are also made in a peanut-free environment, and then it is a certified gluten-free environment where these are made. And we're so proud to have pastry chef Lila Colello, who is the Chief Executive Officer, and you can go to her website on flakelygf.com to be able to check out more of the fabulous things that she has. I really think you should also check out her croissants, which we don't have here today because they are a baked product that you have to put into the oven in order to showcase really well. But she does have croissants, and I've been telling a lot of restaurant owners that they could check those out as well. So check out her website, check out her social media on FlakeleyGF. She has an Instagram and Facebook account. And you can support by finding these in your local grocery stores. And hopefully Lila can also tell us where we can buy this available in our local area for you to check out. But you could also go to goldbelly.com too. Look at all of these wonderful things. I've been so proud to show off all of these wonderful, amazing products, to be able to connect you with local makers like Christa, who started with her Viva Leaf Tea Company. Her CSA, we had Eric hop down to check out her facility and be able to see all of the wonderful things that she was doing there, including Sue Miller. Eric had a chance to stop down there and check out her farm as well. And gosh, what an incredible way to tell their story, which we'll share more with you and to connect you further beyond today. But today is about uplifting producers, local people in our community who need their stories shared. We need to know more about these products. And that this is in DeBruno Brothers, I'm just amazed. Why aren't they in more stores? Why aren't they out there more connecting these items, right? So we can check that particular thing out. I encourage all of you to continue to take a look at our GoFundMe page. We are connecting Green Meadow Farms to a 100% committed campaign. We are buying 20 boxes. We're investing $700 into our community to jumpstart a campaign so that we can buy 100 produce boxes. We've been doing this every month. I encourage you to check it out. We've had a few donations that have already connected to the page already, and we are so grateful. I'm so excited to be able to have support from you in our community. And we've been just dropping off food to folks that were either working or had people pick up and have something to take home with them. We even collaborated with Le Dame Escoffier, the Philadelphia chapter, for a potluck special collaboration. It took about 20 different chefs in order to execute that event to serve 100. When people say to me, only 100? I say, are you kidding me? It takes a lot of hands to be able to serve 100 people and give food with just a handful of people and a small amount of money. I feel that it's so important. It doesn't matter how small or insignificant as somebody may feel, because it's not a big lump sum. We're just a handful of people who care. We're just a handful of people who have a few hours to share and just give back to our community. And I do that consistently. We are doing this very special today. I normally would do this month. We'd do another 100% committed. But I want to help more people in a way that lasts a little longer than one meal. A pantry box filled with vegetables, filled with fruits, cheeses, grits, items that we can actually package to cook with. That's so important for us, right? We love being in the kitchen. We love making things. We love serving. But guess what we need to do? We got to take care of ourselves too. I am a culprit of being last on my list all the time. I struggle with being a workaholic. I struggle with just doing everything for everyone else. I'm working on my self-awareness to get better at these things, but that's why this exists. That's why Cooks Who Care exists, is because we have to become more aware of how to take care of ourselves and each other. We have to make change to make our industry better than it ever was before. We've seen how fragile we are during COVID. We've seen how incredibly challenging this year has been for all of us. And what we need to do is to commit to a better, improved culture, a better, improved community, right? We're thinking about work-life balance. We're thinking about what energy we share. We're thinking about, how we can really do right, by the people who take care of us, meaning our teams, meaning our employees, meaning our peers, meaning our employers. And we serve both of those. We are unique where we're not just for the business owner. We're not just for, the cooks. We are cooks. My husband and I, no matter the level of training, I will always be a cook forever. That's what I am, right? My husband as well, who's been in the industry, working in hotels and country clubs, etc. It doesn't matter where you worked. If you were in a pizza shop or you worked in a bar, I don't care where you worked. If you had a level of understanding of just you're in it because you give a shit, right? You care about what you do. You put everything into it, even when you're making a hoagie, right? When you're making a pizza. All of these parts are important when we're growing our food, when we're taking something from a seed and making it bigger, when we're making sure that our restaurants have the supplies that they need. When we have an idea and a passion that we want to put into a jar or make something because we want to serve it in a different way. This is about dreams. Every person I've met who started a business started because they had a vision for what they wanted to create. And small businesses have been hit the hardest. I've always believed in small business. I've always felt that they are a different kind of person to be able to kickstart, raise money, make product, test, R&D, hire people, work with teams, deliver and serve to someone else, quit their jobs, cash out their bank accounts. This is a very unique community of people who are completely dedicated and need the love and support of people who also feel like they want to take care of you. That's the hard part, right? We don't know what that's like. We have no idea when it gets returned. We know when we serve a dish to somebody, the excitement and feeling that we get when they are satisfied. I've heard so many people in our community says that's what brings them joy. That's how they feel connected to what they do, and they say, you know what, that makes it worth it. It makes it hard when customers don't appreciate that same level, because if that's what you're putting all of your thought, feeling, and energy into that, right, and we don't receive it back, our bucket can get empty, right? We know that this industry has been the largest hit as far as unhealthy coping mechanisms like drug addiction, alcoholism, you name it, opioid epidemics. It is very prevalent. We're in our industry, we're in the top 3. We want to show that we can take care of ourselves. We got to make that first step. We got to know, I have to do something different. Let me try something new today. Let me connect to a new idea. Let me go for a walk. Let me drink enough water, right? I'm terrible at that. I don't drink enough water, right? It's about being aware and connecting to these wonderful products. I encourage all of you to check out our GoFundMe campaign. We're going to continue this messaging. I want to thank everyone who participated today, and to have, we had Tom come in here and be able to let us use the space here at Yards Brewing. I'm so grateful for our team to be able to set up here. Meg, the event coordinator, had been incredible to let us set up. She asked what we needed. I said, I just need tables. And she said, oh my gosh, that's incredible. Most people ask for so much more. We know how to do it. We had Eric in here who brought in someone also to help him and set up this wonderful display and to test this out. It starts with just caring, right? And having an idea and executing it, and bringing it to life. If anything we do at Cooks Who Care, we talk about it, then we do it. And that's what matters. We are not about perfection. We are not about making sure that every single thing is perfect. It's not. But what we do want to show you is that caring starts with doing, right? Starts with acting on what we say and doing what we can. I think people get misconceptualized when they say what helping looks like is asking, are you okay? How are things going? How have things been for you? I start that conversation with everyone in our community, and I just let people tell me, because I know it's so different. I just acknowledge it, right? Cooks Who Care is here to support you and to show you how much we deeply care about you. We put care in the name on purpose, right? I don't know. My husband might think I'm completely insane as every day I wake up thinking about this. We talk out ideas. We're always thinking about not how to go to the next level, but just how to help more people, how to connect our messaging to our community. And it's on our platforms. Please check out our IGTV channel. Check out past videos from really incredible guests. I am all about, if you want to have a conversation and talk to our community, hop on, message us, let us know you want to be a part of it. And today was to connect the producer side, to connect the makers. You know, check out Christa Barfield's 2 websites for their Farmer John Philly on Instagram. Check out their Viva Tea Leaf Company. She started with that brand first, as she said earlier on this program, and really developed something of how much she cares. And I love that she said she always touches the soil to see how she can care for these plants. And I know my plants are dying in my visual setup. Next time I will seek her expert advice to set up my displays. But how important it is to be able to grow something from seed and make it bigger, right? I think it always starts with every small act becomes something more. And you just start there, right? Those things are just as significant as the bigger picture, because we're all connected and we all need support, even if you don't ask for it. So I'm so grateful for you to follow our community. Please check out our other programming. Check out our GoFundMe campaign. If you feel obliged to donate $35 or contribute in some way, you want to pay forward, we're going to be giving boxes of produce in mid-May with Green Meadow Farms. If you want to buy our gluten-free products from Flakely at local grocers and on goldbelly.com, check out her website on flakelygf.com. And then also connect to Birch Run Hill Farms with Sue Miller. She also has cheese education programs that you can check out and sign up for to learn more about the nuances. And if it fits your fancy to have a glass of wine or a mocktail, it's a really incredible opportunity to learn more about the behind-the-scenes stuff, right? We had Eric go down there and check out the farm. I can't wait to hear more about that and see that. And I don't know if Eric can come out here even just for a minute and say hello, because he's always behind the scenes. I'll put my mask on, and I'm going to put him on the spot here so that I can thank him publicly, which always makes people behind the scenes nervous sometimes. But I want Eric to come out here so that I can give him a proper hello. Did you say hey to everybody?
Hi, everybody. I'm Eric. I run Lovett Films. This wouldn't be possible at all if Maria didn't, mention this to me, and I just, just felt like a spark kind of went off, and it was just like, we could make this something, like I saw the passion behind what she wanted to do, and my passion is always just putting out the best message and, you know, being able to help people tell stories. So the moment I heard that, I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. And able to work with a great team. You know, Scott's been great as well. Great, you know, great with helping me connect. And, you know, we've been like putting gear together. So is Joe Ronca, who, you know, my good pal. We working on a couple projects together. But yeah, he is like a genius with this live stream stuff. So that's been the live streaming. So that's been really helpful. So, you know, we kind of teamed up and, you know, like she said, and everything isn't always perfect, but at the same time, like, this was amazing, you know, especially for, you know, first go around and being able to like connect all these farm producers together. And yeah, like, look at this display, it's amazing. Like, but yeah, thank you so much for bringing me out here. Normally, yeah, I'm always behind camera, so I never get a chance to say anything.
I'm just so thankful, and I'm always about just making sure that people get connected to people behind the scenes, so I'm appreciative that you stepped out of your comfort zone to say hello.
No problem.
Good. Well, look at all this stuff. I couldn't do any of these things. Like, I don't know the tech side, and I don't have to. Like, I lean on people who have that expertise, and I trust them. I love that this was just a test to try out and connect with you, and it's really important to be able to experiment, work out the kinks. It's kind of like a soft opening of a restaurant or a hotel, that we do these things and we have to play it out or we're not going to know how they work. This could be something more, of course, but you know what I've noticed is that few people are the ones that take those first steps to doing it and trying it. So please check out our social media, continue to follow us, check out who we've mentioned before. Tom, we're so thankful for you to allow us to use Yards to do this filming today, to highlight and showcase our industry QVC filming here at Yards Brewing up in their event space. The brewery's right down below. I'm so excited to have Ian Brendle as one of our partners for our 100% Committed campaign. We've been able to connect people to one box of produce that's going to have all sorts of goodies in it and grits and things that'll probably last for a couple of weeks. And we are investing $700 into that commitment to say we're going to buy 20 boxes. And we're trying to raise for 80 more. So stay tuned for that as I talk to more companies and more individuals. We're going to be in East Passyunk, working with the East Passyunk Development District to help us do some fundraising. And we have some really cool projects working on with some of the bearded ladies and working on some of the arts community that's going to be doing some pop-ups with their trucks. And performances that'll be outdoors that you can pay attention to. And we're going to be doing some more 100% committed, even with Jason Chikonsky and Simply Good Jars, who have already pledged some salads, 100 salads for us to contribute in the future. So if you ever want to get involved with that, please let us know. Send us some comments, send us some messages, DM us on Instagram, like, follow, comment, all of that stuff. Including connecting with Sue Miller from Birch Run Hill Farms and Olga from Baba's Brew, where I see her stuff everywhere. She does sell to restaurants, so you can buy on tap items, and you can also buy just a glass to have a little bubbly. And we always enjoy all of her seasonal flavors that she puts together and paired with some of the cheeses today. So interesting. And Flakely, the gluten-free products that you see here. So thank you so much for being a part of this experience today. Thank you for following us. I'll never say it enough, but you probably say, oh gosh, Maria, you said thank you like 80 million times. That's how grateful I am. I just have to say it over and over again. Compassion and you know, just this gratitude is just my entire aura of thankfulness, and just, you know, doing this community means a lot to me. It means a lot to me to do this work with my husband, Scott, and our son, Jaden, who gets to watch all of this unfold. I want him to have a heart that's just filled with giving, and I'm so grateful that you're considering as well and just staying with us to be part of the community. So, thanks.